Hi everyone. Welcome back to my season 10 episode reviews. Today, we are talking about episode 3 of season 10. The link to this series playlist will be available in the pinned comment and description. Obviously, there will be major spoilers in these reviews and in the comments, so please be aware. With that, let's review the next step season 10, episode 3, Find Our Way. The girls completely brushing Jet off made me so upset. It annoys me, not only because Jet was disappointed, but also because last season, they were the ones who were adamant on getting Jet to join their friendship group. Jet also mentions that the four of them had hung out a lot, and considering they had the whole summer between season 9 and season 10, it should have become natural to them that they were now a quartet. Olive does not even have a shred of composure. The second Jet walks away, she goes straight back to sharing ideas she has for the trio. This is the first time I have genuinely not liked these three characters, and it better not continue past this episode. I do not blame Jet for removing herself from the group and finding different friends. If this situation hints to how the group's dynamic was after she joined, she has every right to decide at that moment she didn't want to be a part of that anymore. Still, speaking of Jet, she was savage to Ariana this episode, but I cannot say it was not deserved. Of course, at first I was freaking out because, oh my god, more Jet Eri, and I was honestly eating up the angst. However, Eri is pretty manipulative in this scene. Trying to butter up Jet as a way to get her to join the trio put me off her character that little bit more. Hearing Do It Big in season 10, in the year of 2025, was life changing. A season 1 song? I was gagged. The dance was so good as well. Pete, Heath and Jet just dance so well together and vibe off of one another effortlessly. These three are my power trio. I do think Eldon should have still let Ariana and Olive do their routine, but just as a duo. I don't think it would be that difficult to put someone in a dull spot if the trio did get picked. If the choreography I imagine Eri and Olive would create was shown, Niall, Ethan and Pascal could really easily slot in. I wish Eldon allowed them the opportunity to at least present what they worked on. We got a Henrik Ibsen mention, which I was not expecting at all. I genuinely thought he was a made-up author, but no. He was a real 19th century novelist. I did a little bit of research on a doll's house to see if it could foreshadow some things that might happen later in the season. Considering these are the themes, probably not, but it was still an interesting story to learn about. This whole thing also solidified my headcanon that Heath is a literature nerd, so thank you to whoever came up with the idea for him to say that. Ethan was very dramatic this episode. I don't think anyone cares that he didn't get to tour France. However, I think it's a very Ethan thing to overthink and believe everyone really cares that much, so I really cannot be mad at the character accuracy. We also get another mention of a writer with Honor de Balzac. Pascal really loves some literature, I guess. I do love Ethan's one-on-one scene with Pascal though. Not only do we hear where his head was at, but we also get more insight on how Pascal was feeling when she arrived in Canada. Also, G also gets name dropped. 3 legendary mentions in one episode. Not a fan of miscommunication plots, but thank god this one was over quickly and that Jet is now doing the brawl with Heath and Pete. I'm so glad Mila finally got a solo and that she got to show off her versatility. Also, the fact we got a Lost and Found song too. Specifically, one of Isaac's songs. We have truly been blessed. I found this episode very entertaining, and I have gone back to watch this one many times. The plots really start to get going this episode, and it is definitely a part 1 favorite of mine, so I rate it a 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on episode 3 in the comments. Thanks for watching.